All right, hello, good evening, everybody. Welcome to round number 4 of the North American Grand Prix Monday Night Open Wheel Championship, coming to you live from the Principality of Monaco here. All the glitz and glamour for round number 4. I am joined by a very special guest broadcaster tonight, helping me out, Kevin Kirkbride. Kevin, welcome.
Good evening, Al. How are you?
I'm doing great. Regular Thursday night participant in the GT Series and filling in for Brad Maris, who is out on track tonight, filling in for Ian Jolicoeur, who is not going to be able to make it tonight. So, yeah, we're about to click over to qualifying here momentarily and get the show on the road. But, man, tall order for these guys. We talked about it before we went live, Kevin. This is going to be a tough night for these guys.
Yeah, very demanding car and track. Qualifying is going to be huge tonight. Putting it as high as you can on the grid, so you're not having to fight for those positions later on. But I've got my collar popped. I've got my Lime Perrier, just like they do in the Principality. So I'm ready to go. Should be a fun night. Very nice. As
the field makes its way out on track. I'm going to take a quick look at the track map this evening. You see Monaco, 19 corners. Most everybody out there pretty familiar with this circuit. The tunnel, the Nouveau Chicane, the piscine, the swimming pool area.
You went silent for me there for a moment, Al.
Oh, sorry, you got me now? You got me now, Kevin?
Yep, got you now.
Okay, sorry. But yeah, this circuit is one of the original ones here in Formula One. We ran this layout last season in the 98T. Andrew Adamson with pole, 1:21.4. We saw some practice times now under the 21s, in the 20s, but expect that to be eclipsed tonight. And Adamson and Matt Taylor, the only two cars to finish on the lead lap last season.
Yeah, like I said, it looks like Parsons in the practice tonight dipped into just sub 21, so right into the 20s. Didn't see anybody else doing that, but I think a few guys are maybe a little bit shorter on laps than Eiran, and maybe see a few other guys, Moses, Taylor, possibly Samar, dip down there with him and give him a fight for pole.
On board with Parsons now, tied for the points lead, making his way past the casino corner. I don't know what they're called now, into the hairpin. Very slow set of corners here as he makes his way on to the back straight here into the tunnel. Really the only passing opportunity here, Kevin, aside from maybe turn 1.
Yeah, if you got some courage and some balls and you get a little bit of run, yeah, that might be a passing opportunity. And I guess you got to have some trust in the guy in front of you, right, going into that braking zone. But it's going to be a tough ask for guys to get by tonight. You got to show some patience, and then you got to pick your spot and you got to make it stick. So that will be one area. Maybe coming out of the final corner onto the straight, if some guys get loose, maybe you can slip by them there. But yeah, passing will be limited tonight.
To that final complex here, the pool section, and onto the front straight for Parsons. And Taylor had provisional pole momentarily. Parsons dips into P1 with 1:22.3. Chris Moses the second, just 1/10 off, and there's Samard, last week's winner. Just over a 10th off provisional pole time. Mark DeGrasse, well, he was looking pretty quick there. First two sectors. But looks like he got it wrong.
Yeah, DeGrasse's been very consistent. Very consistent, Mark DeGrasse, this season so far. One of the only guys to score double dip in some East race, so he's put in a lot of laps. I think the most laps on the server leading into this event, so he's going to be in contention for a good position again tonight.
Yeah, Mark currently 4th in the championship. Pretty tight championship standings. Brad Maris now going green in Sector 1. He is, like I said, filling in for Joe LaCour, carrying 30 kilograms of ballast. But don't expect the weight to be too much of a factor here, Kevin.
I don't expect it to be too much of a factor as long, I think, consistency in your lap times, getting as high as you can on the grid to begin with, but that consistency afterwards is going to be a lot more important than the lap times you're putting in. And Brad's one of those guys that, you know, he's been around with you guys forever. And if anybody can put in a consistent performance, it's going to be Brad. He's even through those 2 sectors, bringing it to the line now.
Yeah, looking very good for Sector 3. Lost the provisional pole with a 122.2. Wow. Nice going, Brad.
So 30 kilos, no problem. Right up there on top for Brad. Wathan even through a sector. Oh, as we say that, he sticks it in the wall at the hairpin.
Ouch. Yeah, Wathan looking pretty racy in practice. Jump on board with our other points leader now, Samard, as Parsons goes green in the first sector.
Yeah, Samard, winner of the round 1. Round 2, DNF, you know, started right near the front. P2, I believe, had some incidents early on, ended up dropping out of that race, and then winner round 3 last week in an awesome race against Moses. So he has been lightning quick, you know, as advertised to start the season.
Yeah, he's been very strong in qualifying as well. But DeGraw up big in the first sector, 4 tenths up. Samard, again carrying winner's weight from last week. Parsons is up in Sector 2. Samard up big in Sector 2. Let's see where Parsons ends up here. Everybody's going green now.
It's green everywhere.
They're making it rain. And Parsons to provisional pole. Samard, comes up on some lap traffic. That is Ekman. That's the trouble you run into here in this qualifying. A lot of traffic.
Behind him, DeGraw still has it going. He looks like he's got clean air through these final few corners.
Wow. DeGraw. Now he comes to the stripe. And lost out a little bit in that final sector. He's really good through the first 2. We saw him last lap. Unable to make it work there in Sector 3. Lemansky now up to 9th. So it's Parsons, DeGraw, Moses, Maris, and now Kevin Miller joins the party. He is now up to 4th.
Yep, Houston's only a 10th off through 2. He's bringing it through the final few right now. John Houston not carrying any weight tonight. Put in plenty of laps. And
the big slide there on exit. See if that costs him any time. He jumps up to 4th. Lemansky is quick in the first sector. He is 3 tenths up.
Yeah, I think these lap times are going to continue to drop as the guys settle into the session. Maybe some traffic early on. These guys can spread out, start finding some gaps. I think these lap times are going to continue to plummet.
Lemansky, winner at round 2 in Interlagos at Brazil. DNF's last week, but looks like he might be back on form here. He is up to the first 2 sectors. And what's he going to do? Boom! To provisional pole. By nearly 2 tenths.
Awesome lap by Kevin.
So far, times 1 through 8 separated by just about half a second. A little further back, we have Ryan Robbins here, currently in the 11th position. Tries to navigate his way. He might have hit the inside wall there, exiting that chicane.
Got Sean Ricker, the guy that joined us Thursday nights last season. He's running his first Monday race of the season. He's sitting down in P13. Not a bad showing so far from Sean Ricker. Pole sitter last week at Bosport on the Thursday night league. Yeah,
good point. I forgot to mention Ricker filling in for Mike Monahan. Yeah, so we just picked up Moses here up in Sector 1.
Near danger a few times there, putting it close to the wall, but complete control other than that. Navigating the corners nicely.
Really good second sector.
Keep. Very good exit there.
Oh. Oh yes, the provisional pole with a 121.4.
Still gets pulled, but he lost a little bit of time there.
Yeah, he did. Samard doesn't look like he's too far off. Might be a couple tenths off of Moses. May clip Lemansky here for second. Oh! To pole! Wow! With a 21.1. Came out of nowhere. He had a really good third sector.
We have to keep an eye on Parsons here. Parsons only carrying the 10 kilos. He's been very consistent, tied for that championship lead. And as we said before, he's done some laps of sub 21, so he's got some time in his pocket, and expect him to pop up there and challenge for that that top spot before as this time winds down.
Houston through the final corner, just under 14 minutes to go, as Houston improves to fourth. Well, as you said, these times continue to tumble here.
Like
Ricker.
I think we said, this qualifying is going to be enormous, because any position you can earn now, as everyone knows at Monaco, is a position you don't have to earn later. And you don't want to get stuck behind somebody on a strategy that is different than yours. If you're doing a two-stopper and you're behind somebody on a one-stopper, you've pretty much ruined your night if you can't get by. So these guys need to buckle down and move as high up the grid as they can.
Yeah, it's going to be something we'll be talking about later in terms of what these guys plan on doing for strategy. There's a number of options on the table, but you're certainly right. A two-stopper may not be the way to go here tonight. Maybe the quicker way, but like you said, you could be mired behind
Parsons even through two.
Ricker on his outlap.
Oh no!
Ooh, who was that ahead of him?
There was a that was a your dog my face car sideways at the exit of that final corner. Ooh, definitely balked him. He lost some time there.
Actually improved on his time, but yeah, you're right. Lost a boatload of time. See this, Robinson proves to a 23.1. Maris now with a 22.1, so Maris up to 9th. Oh, Moses gets it a little raw in there. Running down the order here, Lemansky, Houston on an outlap at 4th. Parsons currently in 5th. DeGraw in 6th. He is a 10th off in the first sector. Let's hang on board with him here. Using all of that chicane. With a nice second sector.
Yeah, been very consistent this season. Continued to show a lot of pace, and no different tonight.
He might pick up a few spots here as he comes to the line. Oh, he does. To 4th. Just half a second off of Samard, who is currently our provisional pole sitter. Taylor in 7th. Kevin Miller. He looks like this is a hot lap, but doesn't look like he's going to improve on his time unless he had an outstanding final second. Oh, he does. Moves up to 7th, dropping Taylor back a spot. Maris.
Pressure on Taylor here now.
Go ahead.
It's Yeah, pressure on Taylor with 11 minutes to go. You know, P8 for the PMR driver, an awesome driver, Matt Taylor, but the pressure's on with no weight to put in a good qualifying lap, a good performance, and put some pressure on these other two contending teams tonight.
Yeah, as he starts a hot lap, he's got traffic up ahead of him. Often gets out of the way. He is all over Traskell. Takes it deep. He's way off in the first sector. You got 10 minutes left. That might be when you just pull it back into the pits and try again.
Yeah, I'm guessing these guys may be putting enough fuel in for 2 laps, so maybe you can bring it back around and go one more time, but it's got to be frustrating when you need to get a lap in and you come out, you get ready, and then next thing you know, you got 2 cars in front of you. So you got to keep your cool and try for another one.
As Lemansky now goes green in sector 1. Makes his way through the Nouveau chicane. Loses a bit of time there in the second sector. Maybe able to improve on his time here. Not sure if he'll put Moses for second, but see how this final sector does for him. So Lemansky does not improve. So Robbins now has jumped up to 10th. Moffin currently in 11th. Greg Myers in 12th. Jesse Olsen. I was surprised to see Jesse back in 13th.
Yeah, I got to say I'm a little surprised too. He started off showing a little bit more pace earlier in the season and seems to have fallen off a little bit. You know, maybe the double duty, the Monday night, Thursday night, not getting enough laps in. But it's all about the race, and Taylor at the moment only a 10th off, misses the chicane at the exit of the tunnel there. He's going to have to take it back in.
Yeah, it's a tough ask to be able to. I understand your point of view last season, trying to run both. It's a lot of work. It's hard. You got to really focus on one or the other.
A lot of time.
DeGraw up in the first 2 sectors. Might see a first-time pole sitter here tonight. DeGraw is looking really quick.
Very quick, got a little bit of that advantage with no success ballast, and he's got the pace. He's got it in him. It's just a matter of getting that lap together.
He's been struggling in this 3rd sector. Ooh, and this is out again. Yeah. Really poor final sector. Wilson now up to 11th. Myers in 13th. Ricker currently running in 14th. Peter Burke back in 15th. Jake Feebster in 16th. Ryan Story running in the 17th position. Joel Ekman back in 18th. Chuck Carter running in 19th. Dave Rowley back in 20th. Finished on the podium at Interlagos, and now at the other end of the grid here in qualifying. Let's see what he manages to pull himself up the order here. Traskell back in 21st. Got a couple guys
checking on Dave Rowley after he missed the race last week, and he had done a lot of laps for tonight, so maybe been a little bit busy. But here he is. He's got that 10 kilos of success ballast, so got a little bit of extra weight to go with the challenge.
Keep in mind, Rowley is drives out of UK, lives in England, so it's around 1 in the morning there, something like that, maybe later.
Oh.
A lot of traffic out on track right now with about 6.5 minutes to go in this session.
Yep, Parsons even through 2 coming around that final corner.
Picked him up. going to be a good lap. Up to third.
Very nice lap, just not enough. See, guys seem to be having an issue getting on that throttle, getting that turn in just right at that corner and trusting the throttle and getting a launch. A lot of guys coming even through two sectors, but can't get it right at the end. So.
Hey, what? Parsons lap 20.7 in practice. That'd be frustrating for him. See what Moses can do here.
With a shot here.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, he lost it in the last sector. DeGraw again up through 1. Taylor up after the first sector. Just behind him on track. Yeah, he pulls off a little ugly, excuse me. Oh, Taylor. He blows that chicane.
It looked like he might want to, he might want a little bit deep there. Yeah, I think what we're seeing, these cars can be set up to be fast in different areas. What do you do with the brake bias, the suspension? How do you have your your balance set up? And some of these guys just may have a car that's better coming off that final corner, and some through the middle. And Samard obviously nailed that last sector. These guys are having a tough time competing with that time through there.
Jump onto with Parsons. Turn 1. Whoa. Keeps his foot in it. I don't know if that's gonna. He's gonna back out of it. Try again. Let's see who's on a flyer here. Houston. Taylor again. Looks like he's doing a 2 in a row. Miller now goes green in the first sector. Oh, yeah, Houston's parked it.
Yep, Houston parked it. Maris could improve a little bit. He's only 5/10 off. A little bit of traffic got loose there at the penultimate corner.
So Taylor up. Ooh, and he blows it. He goes into the wall. Miller now only a 10th off in sector 2, but coming up quickly on some traffic, and he had to check up. That is going to cost him. Who is that? I think that is. Yep, that's Traskell.
Yeah, there's something to be said. Now, if Traskell's on a hot lap, you can't fault him for wanting to put in a time. But if he's not on a hot lap, or if he's not going to improve, you really want to see these guys moving out of the. Ooh,
they have a little coming together. The front straight. So Miller's going to have, he's got time to get another one in. Here's DeGraw once again going for it. Moses looking quick here. Oh, and he loses it. So these guys really pushing the envelope here. Kind of a replay of last week. It was, she was on the other foot though. It was Moses leading the qualifying session, and Samar trying to chase him down. But DeGraw lost it. Wathen green in sector 1.
He is. John Wathen, excellent performance at Interlagos, showing quite a bit more pace and consistency this season compared to last. Yeah, that wall tap's going to hurt him a little bit. Could still be quick enough to improve on his P10 if he can keep it together.
Keep it on track and out of the marina. That final sector, he might jump up a few spots here. He does. Wow, to 6.
He does.
Wow, wall tap and all, and he's going to go for another one. Nice lap from Wathen.
Very nice lap from Wathen. Parsons only a 10th off. See if he can get this final turn right. Good on that throttle. Looks pretty clean.
Parsons. Oh, clips Moses for second. So our points leaders. Currently 1 and 2 on the provisional starting order here. Got under a minute left. Moses is about to start a flying lap. Samard has begun one himself. He is ahead of Moses on track. Taylor is green after sector 2.
Yep, Moses is going to park it. He's going to be done.
Oh, I missed that. Moses making a mistake. So settles for third at the moment, but Taylor may have something to say here. Ooh, very close for Taylor there. And Taylor does not improve. Wow.
No improvement. Wow.
Lost a bunch of time there in the final sector. A second, in fact, as Samard is up after the first 2 sectors. Everybody's in the pits, except for Kevin Miller, who's on a flyer. Ooh, Samard gets it wrong. Would have been the nail in the coffin there. Oh, he almost bests his time. Let's see what Miller could do here. He could jump up to top 5 here.
He's got it in him.
Oh! Looks like he took it just a little too deep. Let's see what Miller can do at the stripe. Nice! Up to 6th. Pushes Watson back a spot. Is this lap It looks like this is going to count for Brad.
I think it is, yeah. He's got one more shot at it. He can definitely move up. A little bit loose there, but maybe still grab a couple spots if he can nail these last 2 corners.
Brad crosses the line. Unable to improve. Oh, there you have it. Philippe Samard grabs his 2nd pole position of the season. He's going to be joined alongside Eiran Parsons. So the 2 points leaders going to be starting 1 and 2 here tonight for this race. So, wow, what a what a qualifying session there, Kevin. That was pretty exciting.
Yeah, if you're Philippe Samard, Parsons, Moses, that's where you want to be. If you want a chance at the podium tonight in the big points, you need to start up front. But if you're Matt Taylor, you're John Houston, a couple of those guys not carrying weight tonight, you got to be a little bit disappointed with 8-9. But great drive from Lekmansky up there at 4, Wathan at 7, Miller 6. But yeah, Philippe Samard, 20 kilos ballast, another pole position. Normally a guy that does that one-stop strategy, he's going to have some guys fighting behind him, but in a prime position here at a circuit, it's going to be tough to get by.
So it's going to be interesting here to see what guys do in terms of tire strategy. We talked about the 1 and the 2 stop strategies here. There's also a no stop strategy on the table, so these guys can actually go the distance here. 51 laps on a full tank. And well, Kevin and I were talking about whether you can do it. You can do it as one thing, but do it cleanly without getting into trouble. That's a whole nother animal. But we'll see how it plays out. Guys can run a 1-stop on the softs. I think I've heard rumblings that the softs, mediums, tend to hold up a little bit better late with a 1-stop. So. And there's also the quick 2-stop strategy on the softs. Low fuel.
The calculations are looking like if you fill it up, which is a lot of fuel, so it's just over 200 liters. You can maybe do a no stopper, but what are your lap times and what are your consistency? What's it going to look like, and can you keep it out of the wall? So we'll see if anybody opts to do that and tries to be a hero. I doubt it.
Yeah, I doubt it also. Well, while we got some time here, we got about 4.5 minutes before we go green. It's going to be take a quick look at the point situation here on Monday nights. It is Drivers' Championship. It is Philippe Samard tied with Eiran Parsons with 50 points. Matt Taylor in second. I got to be honest with you. Well, Taylor had a tough round at Interlagos. it seems that he's in second, 41 points, but he's made a few mistakes that probably, you know, could have brought him either in the lead or higher up in the standings. So, but currently in second with 41. Mark DeGraw, we talked about him, in third actually with 40 points. Lemansky fourth with 34, and Moses back in fifth with 29 points. He has certainly had a tough start to this season so far. Olsen back just 1 point behind Moses in sixth. The team championship precision motor, T-Brock Dam Bam, that's John Houston and Aaron Parsons. They are leading with 74 points. PMR, Chris Moses and Matt Taylor in second with 70, just 4 points behind that. T-Brock and the French Connection, Joe Lacour and Samard, not far off of those guys, 68 points. So really tight team championship playing out here between the top three teams. Your dog, my face, that is Wathen and Chuck Carter up there in fourth with 40, actually tied with Legier. That's actually DeGraw's team, tied for fourth with 40 points.
And before you move on from those team standings, if you look at Legier and you look at footwork, that's Lekmansky and DeGraw. They're both doing solo efforts this season. You combine those points, they decided to team up. They're tied for the championship so far. So, you know, they've both performed very well. They just needed to team up and go for a team run. Yeah,
that's a good point. I didn't even put that together here, but yeah, those guys were opted to drive solo, and well, they could be leading or tied for the team championship right now. But we've got about 2 minutes to go here. We're gonna run down the starting order here tonight from here at Monaco. So let's run down the order here, Kevin. It's going to be Philippe Samard with his second pole of the season starting on the front row next to him. It's going to be Aaron Parsons. Aaron Parsons in second. Chris Moses is going to start third. Kevin Lemansky with a nice qualifying in fourth. And DeGraw is going to be starting in the fifth spot.
Yeah, that's right. Kevin Miller 6th, Wathen taking P7. John Houston's going to slide into 8. Matt Taylor 9, and Brad Maris filling in nicely, 30 kilos in P10.
Yeah, nice job, Brad. Ryan Robbins going to be starting in 11th. Jesse Olsen a little further back than we expected, back in 12th. Greg Myers in 13th. John Ricker making his debut here this season on Monday, starting in 14th. And Peter Burke's going to start in 15th.
That's right, the up and down Jake Feemster 16th, Joel Ekman, Mr. Not Check the Fuel 17th, Brian Story 18th, Chuck Carter 19th, Tom Traskell in P20.
Yeah, and David Rowley going to be starting back in the 21st position. So, last few seasons, this race has come down mainly to attrition. Like I mentioned earlier, it's only been two, last season we had 2 drivers finish on the lead lap. These guys have gone through their pre-race drivers meeting and are well aware of the history here and how important it is to be careful, especially in these opening laps. But nerves are, guys are amped up now, and we'll see how it goes. It's we're hoping for a good one here. 51 laps from Monaco. Any quick thoughts here, Kevin, before we go green?
Pit lane exit, got to watch pit lane exit. You can shoot you right on the racing line. Guys got to be careful there. And other than that, just stay patient. Guys need to be patient, run the race, and wait for things to come to them.
All right, we're about to go green here. And we're away from Monaco. Good start by the guy, the top 3. It's going to be Samad leading the field into turn 1. Most of the field making their way through pretty cleanly.
Yeah, it looks like there might have been a little bit contact further back, but nobody sideways. So, yeah, good start.
Smart continues to lead here. Parsons actually picked up a spot over Moses, up to second. Oh no, they started. He started second. Lemansky all over the back of Moses. The field making their way through the hairpin. Pretty good start.
Around the hairpin all the way through. Everybody clean through the hairpin.
Samard maintains that lead into the chicane.
Like Taylor already picking up a spot from Brad, moving up to P9.
Taylor, you're right.
You're up to 11th from around 13 or 14, so Ricker's picked up a few spots.
Really great start from these guys. Really impressed.
Yeah, this is not an easy challenge for these drivers. Come in, deal with the walls, deal with the circuit, and deal with other people around them, and get through that first lap clean with very tight quarters. Awesome job from all the drivers.
On board with Lemansky on the softs, Moses on the mediums, DeGraw on the softs. Samard also on the softs, Parsons and Moses on the mediums. Interesting.
Yeah, Samard's been a medium runner this season. I think he's used mediums all 3 rounds until tonight, so maybe that pole position, he'll go out in those softs and maybe do a 2-stopper, try to get out ahead, but it could still be a 1-stopper on softs. These tires, other guys have shown, will last a half a distance if you take care of them, so we're going to have to wait a little bit further in the race to see what Samar's doing, show his hand.
Yeah, he's starting to pull a little bit of a gap now on Parsons. The gap, big slide there from Samard. As Parsons tries to hang on to the back of him on the mediums. And that's a good indicator here of lap times. Parsons not far off.
Ooh, we got contact in the back. Ricker, Carter, Brad Maris caught up.
Oh, Brad caught up in that.
On the swimming pool.
Just saw Brad.
Yeah, Carter's beat up.
Oh yeah, Brad's got significant damage. That's a tough break there from Brad. I'd bring him in.
Tough.
I'd bring him in here to talk, but be a little bit afraid of the reaction we get.
Well, if he can get in, get it fixed, maybe get out there. There's going to be a lot of attrition. Still a quality position to be had if you can get that pit stop done. Depends on the amount of damage. Sometimes if you have a little too much damage, the repair time can take a lot longer than you would hope for. So see how quick he can get out there. We'll check that time. Raleigh in early as well. He's been in the pits for almost a minute now, so he had some major damage with some repair.
Yeah, you see down to the left pit times, Maris, Ricker, and Raleigh all in the pits. We're on board with Parsons now. Doing a good job hanging on to Samard. 2 different tire compounds. They're separated a little over half a second. Moses has fallen back here. Nearly 3 seconds off the leader and coming under some pressure here from Lemansky on the softs. Great.
Just behind Lemansky, DeGraw also on the softs. He's got some pace, and he's going to be hanging right behind these guys and waiting for any sort of opening.
Great start from Kevin Miller, up to 6th. Front wing looks a little askew, so it looks like he might have had an incident.
Yeah, I was talking to a few of the guys. A little bit of aero damage around here isn't necessarily going to kill your lap times. You don't want too much, but a few knocks here and there, you'll still be fine. The big issue is going into those pits and getting it repaired and waiting that extra time for some of the more severe damage. So they're going to have to keep it off the wall a little bit.
Well, I'm pretty impressed so far. I think we had half the field out last season, so by this point. So this is things are looking good there, Kevin. Things are looking good.
Yeah, very good. 21 runners tonight. We'll see how many will finish on the lead lap. I think in past seasons it's been a single-digit number, a very low single-digit number. Oh, hey, let's shoot for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, maybe 10 guys on the lead lap. Who knows?
Looks like Samard might have clipped the wall with the rear tire and exit.
Yeah, he's not running away from Parsons. That gap's been about the same since the start of the race. So just hovering under a minute or under a second. Samar doing lap times in the 24s. Parsons doing lap times in the 24s. I think these guys are going to have similar pace. It's going to be a fight for the end. Could come down to strategy.
Yeah, I just saw Moses set the fast lap of the race on the mediums with a 24.4. Doing well to hang on to that. His position looking further back here. Jake and Olsen having a nice battle here for 10th.
Looks like we lost Dave Rowley. Took it into the pits and maybe went back to bed.
Yes, more than likely. Traskell now in the pits. Right along with Jake here. Definitely not close enough to make a move on Olsen.
Yeah, these guys have been talking before the race. Olsen and Feenstra, I think they're going to show some respect. They were doing some talk with some setup and strategy. So they may have similar pace and similar strategy as well. So not expecting to see anything too aggressive here.
Okay, it's just interesting situation here as Tom Traskell exits the pit lane right ahead of the leader.
Ooh.
And now is a moment there for Samard. Now Parsons, it's a tough position for Traskell to be in.
Yeah, at this point, you just got to find a spot to pull over, get off the line, and let these guys by.
And that was the corner right there to do it for Traskell.
Right.
Not sure why he didn't do that.
Right here, pull off the line to the right on the inside, get off the throttle, and let the train go by. So this went from a gap under a second to by the we'll see where it's at, but already it's approaching 2 seconds.
Yep. So this is he's got the blue flags and he's had many opportunities already to get out of the way, but this is impacting the race right now for Parsons.
It's severely impacting the race, and you can see people getting upset behind him.
Now Moses has got caught up to the back of Parsons. So that could have been done. That cost Parsons what? 3 seconds maybe? That lap traffic?
Maybe 3.5, but yeah. Not only that, it put him under pressure from Moses now. He had a decent gap to Moses. Now he's 4.5 seconds back of Samard, and he's got guys on his butt. So guys need to be aware of what's going on behind them. You're already a lap down. It's a tough circuit, but there are many places to pull over, get off the throttle, and let guys slip by.
All right, so you see that gap Samard has to these guys. Now it's about 5.5 seconds. So that's going to certainly give Samard some breathing room here and allow him to really focus now and try and lay down some quick laps now that the heat is kind of off him.
Yeah, I think if you're Aaron Parsons, you just got to stay cool and calm. This season so far has been full of surprises. It's been full of mishaps. It hasn't been about the best pace. It's been about good pace and keeping your cool and keeping it together. Yeah. So just keep it together. Take what the race is going to give you, and you got to get past that. Can't worry about it. Easier said than done, though.
We'll keep an eye on Samard's lap times here. See if they start getting quicker. Nice. This is really, people understand just how difficult this is to run nose to tail around this circuit in these cars. It's just so incredibly difficult. These guys are doing a great job.
Yeah, for 51 laps, keeping the focus in this machine, it's an absolute beast to drive. Not only on throttle, you know, the downshifting, getting it to turn in just right, getting out of the corner. You throw in, you know, 20 other drivers in the track, and it's quite a challenge.
Gap now has increased to nearly 6 seconds. Parsons, Simard over Parsons. Only working lap 8 of 51. So, Lemansky had a close, nearly put the tire barrier there on the exit of that chicane, the Nouveau chicane.
Yeah, Parsons did put in the fastest lap on the server leading into the race. He did plenty of practice, so 5.5 second gap. His race isn't over. His chance isn't over at the win.
So, if these guys are going to be Simard now with a 24 flat, you can see these guys start dipping into the 23s here. Two-stopper. Look for these guys to come in on lap 17 or so. One stop. 26 and 25. Clearly they're going to split in half. But, so only just a handful of laps away before we find out whether someone's going to go on the two-stop strategy. I really don't think it's going to happen, Kevin. I
don't think so either. I mean, Simard drops in at lap 17. He goes back, you know, say 25, 30 seconds. He's behind a lot of guys that aren't much slower, and he's not going to be able to get by him that easy. He's going to lose a ton of time. So I'm expecting Simard to do the one-stopper on the soft, but I guess we'll see what happens.
Yeah, well, I mean, perfect example. We saw what happened with these guys getting caught behind traffic. I mean, one lap cost them 3 seconds, so it's going to be a one-stopper all around. Let's see how it goes.
Yeah, not sure as all that was going on. Matt Taylor's going into the pits on lap 9. He's down in P16. He is heading in. I don't see too much damage, but clearly something's off with Matt Taylor pitting on lap 9.
Unbelievable. Another blow. That's a big blow for PMR. He's going to have to do some work here to get back into the points. Like I said earlier, the hits keep on coming, despite the points. I mean, he's kind of lucked out on the point situation in terms of the drivers' championship, but man, it's been one tough race after another.
Everybody's taken their lumps this season. You know, the one guy I think that hasn't is Aaron Parsons. He's consistently, you know, been in the top 5, 2 P2s, another one around P6, P7. So, but all these guys are taking their lumps and taking big hits in the points, and just going to be the guy at the end that can keep it together the most as we head into the middle sector of the season. Ryan Robbins up to P8 and Olsen into the top 10 as well in Feemster. So these guys are taking advantage of some misfortune from others.
Yeah, I've been keeping my eye on the Miller-Houston battle. Not too far off of DeGraw. These guys are about 5 seconds back at DeGraw. Gap between Simard and Parsons is kind of held firm there at 5.5. But you're right, Robbins and Olsen and Jake having a nice battle of their own. Looks like Jake has fallen back slightly from Jesse.
Yep. Looks like we lost Sean Ricker as well. Sean Ricker tapped out. A little too much for him tonight, the combo on his debut on Monday night.
Ooh, Peter Burke takes it wide. Oh, Burke is a lap down. The question is, what mod is this? This is it's a 91 Jordan mod, but we're using the tire mod, the tires from the Lotus 98T.
Yeah, that gap up there at P2, Moses, Lekmansky, DeGraw. You know, Parsons hasn't pulled away from these guys. He's not losing much time from Simard. It seems to be about the same as, you know, Parsons lost maybe about 5/10 since that lap traffic issue earlier. But Chris Moses isn't pulling away from Lekmansky or DeGraw. This is going to be one to watch.
No, all these guys clearly running similar pace. The best lap. DeGraw actually has the fastest lap of the race so far with a 24 flat. on the sauce. So he just set that. Ooh, a little bit of oversteer there. And now Samara dips into the 23s with a 23.5. So the sauce looks like they're coming to life here as the fuel starts to burn off. Lemansky now with his personal best 24.1.
So the sauce coming to life now. The fuel burning off. We see these mediums though, as they get deeper in the stint, you know, they start to take over that faster tire when the softs start to degrade. So Moses needs to just hold on, keep these guys behind him, and he's going to have a little bit more pace on them as we get into the lap 20 range.
Drive on board here with Lemansky. As Trasko pulls the chute. Now, be curious to see these guys make the one-stop work on the sauce. Be curious to see if Moses or Parsons elect to jump on the sauce for their last stint, their second stint here, to close out the race.
Yeah, I was thinking about that myself. I wouldn't be surprised to see some of these guys take a medium stint a little deeper than halfway, and then maybe put on the softs just to stay out of that traffic issue. Take the mediums a little bit further, and then go as hard as they can on those softs to finish things out.
Moses sets his personal best. So the times are starting to drop for the top 5. Well, Miller also now in the 24s with a 24.8, so Miller not far off the pace of these guys. Let's check in with Brad as, looks like he's might have had a coming together with Peter Buck. Looks like it's in order.
So we've lost 3 so far. We got 18 remaining. Wathan, one of the losers so far tonight. Plenty of time to go. Started up there about P8 or so.
Oh, what happened to Wathan? I didn't see what happened to him. He was running, had a good qualifying. It's too bad.
Yeah, it looks like Wathan pit on lap 8. So something early on, a little too much damage. Dropped it in at lap 8 for some repairs.
So Taylor, he's already come in. So he came in on lap 8. I gotta wonder if Taylor filled it full of fuel and it's gonna drive it to the end. Might be something. Oh, well, he's on the soft. Probably not.
Yeah, he's on the softs. Wathan also on the Wathan's on the mediums. So he could be one of those guys. Well, if those guys pit on lap 8, both of them pit on lap 8 for damage. I wonder if there was a Taylor-Wathan incident. I guess we'll find out the debrief at the end.
Oh, Miller pulling into the pits. Houston just got by us. This is looks like an early stop here for Kevin.
Yeah, that wing's a little mangled. I'm not sure if that's from an earlier incident or not.
So he is in the pit lane. That's unfortunate. He had a good run going. So, after 14 laps here, I got Samard leading. Miller and Jake both in the pit. So we got Samard leading, followed by Eiran Parsons in second, who's coming up on some lap traffic. Chris Moses running in third. Lemansky fourth. DeGraw fifth. This train of cars have been nose to tail since the race began. Houston back in sixth. Ryan Robbins. Ooh, Jesse has it turned around. He's got it going again, but he had to turn around on the entry into the tunnel. So Robbins up to 7th. Jesse in 8th. Brian Story running in 9th.
Yeah, this lap traffic.
Go ahead, sorry.
Oh. Yeah, this lap traffic's going to start to play a role. Samard lost 2 seconds to Parsons getting by Wathan, and so it's gonna play a role. Who can get by these guys a little bit smoother, a little bit quicker, maybe find them on the straight, not lose that time, not have to follow them for 3/4 of a lap, and not get into the back of them and totally lose any chance you have.
with Myers in 11th. Chuck Carter running in 12th in the Miller High Life livery car. Peter Miller rejoins in 13th. Watson running in 14th. Some damage to the front of that car. Jake out of the pits in 15th. Taylor 16th. Maris back in 17th. And Burke in 18th.
Oh, Samard sideways into the wall.
Oh, is that? Oh, he's got some jump on board. You're gonna come
so he went
pits?
sideways at Poole on the exit and put it right into the wall on the left-hand side. He's gonna skip the pits.
He's gonna stay out. He's definitely has some damage. So that lead has dropped down to 5 seconds. Was that self-induced or?
That was self-induced. He was all alone. I didn't see anybody else. I just jumped on board with him. He was exiting the pool area, the left-hander, and it looked like a little too much throttle and just stuffed the front end into the wall.
Looks like he might be suffering from a little bit of understeer now. Yeah, that thing's pretty damaged. You gotta wonder if the softs may be starting to fade here.
You know, there's also that little bit of confidence you get as that fuel burns off, right? Your lap times are improving and the car feels good. You start to push it a little bit more. The next thing you know, you push it a little too much. And, well, 3 seconds and he's just cutting the chicanes now.
Yeah, he got it wrong going into the
able to make up about 3 seconds.
So let's see what happens here. He's right along the window for a 2-stopper. You have to make it to lap 17 to let it even itself out. But I don't think that's the move he wants to make here. Might just bite the bullet here and keep going. Oh. He's going to stay out, Kevin.
Yeah, see that. So he had just done a 23.9. That was his second 23. He has the incident that lap at 25.2. So that's a good second off his average pace or so. Parsons. If he was planning a 2-stopper, I think he would have gone in there. So I think all along he was doing a 1-stopper, trying to maybe go just a little bit further here before he jumps in.
Parsons has dipped into the 23s with a 23.7. So that last
23.7, and his car looks clean. So
yep.
He's done a very nice job.
Oh no, probably. So Samard 23.9, 26.7. That's the spin. 25.2. That's the lap after the spin. So we'll keep an eye on his lap times here. Gap now under 4 seconds. Samard to Parsons. Keep in mind also dealing with some lap traffic for Philippe. Lemansky now all over the back of Moses. Moses looks like he's made a mistake.
Yeah, I think Moses got loose out of the chicane there at the end of the tunnel, and he lost quite a chunk of time to these guys.
But he's still ahead of Lemansky and DeGrasse, so I wonder if maybe he made a spin and blocked the track. Couldn't let those guys fly. Oh, Samard into the pits. So maybe a 2-stopper for Philippe. Lemansky stays out. DeGrasse stays out. Wow, super tight here.
Yeah, these guys are stacking up behind Moses. They smell
DeGrasse,
blood.
DeGrasse keeps it off the wall. That was a close call. We were on board with him there.
He just got caught out a little bit by that pace slowing down. You get used to your inputs being just a certain way, and then there's a lapped car. There's a little bit of a different entry, and he just got thrown off just a little bit. Samard put on the softs.
Yeah, you gotta wonder if Samard's running a 2-stopper here. I think he's been kind of caught out. Well, the first race he kind of, not that he lucked out on the wing, but he kind of got caught out on the 1-stop strategy at Laguna Seca. We were pretty close to the 1 and a 2 stop, obviously, last week at Imola. Ooh, Lemansky's diving in. Interesting. All the guys who've been doing 1-stoppers the previous races, looks like they're doing 2-stoppers here at Monaco, and vice versa for Parsons and Moses, who have been doing 2-stoppers up until tonight.
Yeah, not only that, I mean, this is just one of those circuits that you don't have a moment to relax. You know, you have some circuits, you have some straights, you have some areas that you can kind of, not ease through, but they're a little bit less, require a little less focus. But here, it's 100% focus all the time, and those walls are creeping at all times.
All right, that stop from Samar nearly clipped the wall that last time by, and I don't think he. Looks like he did repair the damage.
Since that slip up has dropped about 5 seconds back of Moses, but the car looks fairly clean, and he may be one of these guys using the softs on a 2-stopper. He's gone past that pit window for the 2-stopper, so he might be doing the 1-stopper on the softs.
Yeah, and it looks like he's starting to struggle for grip here. We saw Samard struggle there in that final sector there, especially where he takes it a little deep there. And someone just clicked into the 23s here. 23.5 now. Samard. Oh no, I think that was Moses. Both Moses and Parsons now into the 23s.
DeGrasse struggling for grip. He did do a 24.1 on that last lap, and he got the fuel in for that 1-stopper. Good lap times. He's in for a, just keep it cool, keep driving, don't put it in the wall.
So Robbins here, looking at him running back in 7th, and he's on the mediums and has yet to stop. So it looks like he is also on a 1-stopper, as is Houston, running in 4th. Jesse Olsen back in 8th. I know you talked to him. I don't believe he's pitted.
Yeah, I think Olsen's doing the 1-stopper on the softs. I'd be surprised to see him top in anywhere before 25. I think he's gonna stick to that 1-stopper on the softs. He did that round 1 or round 2, and it's been a pretty consistent 1-stop strategy for Jesse.
So it looks like the mediums are starting to come alive here as Parsons now sets fast lap of the race with a 23.2. Looking lap 21.
Yeah, 23.2 for Parsons, building that gap a little bit to Moses. Moses last lap 24.9.
Checking on Greg Myers here, back in 10th. Still last car on the lead lap. Greg, looks like he is on a 1-stopper as well. Looks like Ekman also. Yeah, so aside from Samar Lemansky, that's about it, I think. On the 2-stopper, also Watton and Taylor had to pit early for damage to Miller. So most of the field looks like they're on a 1-stopper for tonight, or a no-stopper. We don't know.
Yeah, or a no-stopper. I'm guessing the pace we're seeing from Parsons and Moses. I think they're going to stop. DeGrasse, well, Lemansky's done.
Oh man.
Put it in the wall somewhere around tunnel and just pulled it over.
That's too bad.
Yeah, that is. So look, Lemansky, the race winner, Interlagos, awesome victory. Really disappointing at Imola. Another tough night tonight, but he was running quick up there. Very strong.
Yeah, up there in the
caught him out there.
championship lead. I mean, unless it killed the motor, I don't know. Two DNFs in a row though after that win. That's a tough break. Let's see, has Houston come in yet? Nope. So the field's kind of.
These cars have a way of you. Yeah, you hit the wall just right. You wouldn't think that you damage your motor, but it's gone. It's really heartbreaking to see that pop up on the damage indicator.
So looking further back here, you got Taylor trying to reel in Jake. That's for 13th. Harris now back into the points after having to pit early for damage. And Taylor lets Jake by without issue. Nothing up to 11. Chuck Carter now into the top 10.
Feemster done.
Ouch.
Maybe not. He's thinking about it. Maybe he's done. Yep.
Oh,
so
yeah,
Feemster done. Lekmansky done in the last lap.
So we're starting to see some attrition here.
Yep,
midway.
Pops in at lap 23. He's going to be coming out now. He's put on the medium, Sal.
A little more fuel. Ooh, it's going to be interesting here. You got to be careful. Oh, very cautious. Nice job by DeGraw. Gives up some time to be safe. Nice job.
Yeah, that's probably the most dangerous pit exit on the calendar.
For sure.
Right into that braking zone, and you get it just wrong. You're not even trying to pull onto the racing line, and next thing you know, you're on it, and there's a car there.
Parsons now with a 23-1, resets fast lap. Yeah, Olsen has yet to pit, so he's doing next lap or so. So, interesting strategy from DeGraw. Pits Alexa, take the medium, a little extra fuel to go to the end.
Yeah, this is going to be a difficult change. You go from the soft, a little bit less fuel, you put on the medium, put in more fuel than you started with, and it's a totally different feel. So
perfect example right there as he blows the chicane.
Yeah, if I was Mark, I probably wouldn't let Jesse by, but it might not be a bad idea to let him go. He needs to pit again, and then not worry about somebody in your mirror, and just kind of settle into this new feeling.
Yep, he's struggling. Cold tires as well, so it's
Yeah, I think the mediums are tough around here as well. You don't get a lot of those high-speed corners to put heat into the tires. So mediums might be a tough ask to keep green. I'm on the edge of my seat watching them here.
Expect Olsen to come in. Of this lap. Yeah, DeGraw continues to struggle with the grip there. Sliding the car. Pretty clear. Oh, again, he takes the quick way through the chicane.
Cut rule. Yeah, we do have a cut rule tonight. I think is it 6 cuts now?
6, yeah.
So 6 cuts at that chicane will lose you a lap, and then that's 2 in the last 2 laps for Mark. So
yeah, he probably should have given up the position the first time. Wow, definitely the second time. But still trudging on here. Closest battle on track. Keep an eye on Parsons and Moles to see if they stay out or come in here. Coming on 26 and 25. Really going to be curious to see what they do. Are they going to jump on the softs? is one of them going to jump on the soft? No, maybe Moses take a gamble here, jump on the soft, try and pick up some time, but it doesn't look like the softs are all that much quicker.
Yeah, I think the deeper they go, they're likely to jump on the softs. But if not, they're going to pit now and put on the mediums. If that's the case, Parsons is looking really good. Like I said, he's one of the guys that's done the most laps on the server. He's as well prepared as he's been all season. Been very consistent.
DeGraw does it again. 3 in a row. Third time's a chop. You think after the second time he'd say, maybe I got to break a little earlier. But nope.
Just a little bit. Jesse seems to have backed off from that. He wants. I don't think he's got to pit again. He knows he's not really racing Mark. Yep. I think that he's heading in.
Robin's in the pits as well. It's another guy we got to keep an eye on a one stop. Looks like Parsons and Moses are staying out, working lap 26.
Yeah, Samard 23.4 his last lap, so that's his fastest lap of the race. But he hasn't really been gaining ground on Parsons or Houston since he came out. That gap's been 2-3 seconds to Houston, and kind of expected him to make a little bit better inroads than that.
So looking at
struggled to pick up the pace.
Looking at Parsons here, it's been pretty clear track for him for the most part. So he's been setting some really quick laps in the 23s and 24s, so not really that slowed up all that much. Moses is in.
Yeah, 6 guys out of the race, only 15 on track, so the lap traffic, just the general traffic's gonna continue to lessen, and it's gonna be a lot easier to get into your rhythm.
So it looks like a long stop for Moses, 25 seconds. Samard has made his way past. Samard still has to make another stop. So what's Samard coming up? 17? Around 34 for Samard.
Houston's still out there running on those mediums. He could be in a battle with DeGraw by the time we shuffle through these pit stops.
Yeah, as he tries to make his way past Chuck. Let's see, Parsons is in. Ooh,
so last laps before the pits, Parsons 24.1, Moses 24.2, so still showing really good pace at the end of the life of those mediums.
Looks like Samar, I don't know. I think Chuck went off on his own. I don't think he got help. Let's see, Houston's going to stay out. Parsons with a quick stop, more quicker than Moses, almost a second quicker than Moses' pit stop. Parsons comes out on the mediums, as did Moses. So that's speculation about which tire out the window.
Yeah, it looks like that gap from Parsons to Moses kind of grew a little bit in those pit stops. About 20 seconds now between Parsons and Moses. McGraw still struggling a little bit those mediums. Another 26.5, 25.7 there. I think that's expected though with a lot more fuel, different tire compounds. The car looks clean though, which is most important thing.
Yeah, Moses must have made a mistake before his pit stop. That's maybe why he came in a lap early, perhaps, because that gap was about 9 seconds, wasn't it? So
it might have gotten just into the double digits, but it definitely wasn't near 20.
Well, he's lost a boatload of time to Parsons. Ekman and Olsen is pitted. He's good to go. As has Ekman. Teammates running 7th and 8th at the moment.
Very nice showing for Olsen and Ekman. Taylor, another mishap tonight, but P12, he has guys in front of him he can get by though. You expect him to have pace on Wathen, Myers, Carter, depending on how the pit stops play out. But, you know, PMR needs all the points they can get after a rough start. And, Parsons and Houston run up their high, so Taylor needs to keep trudging along and see how many guys he can pick off before we get to lap 51.
So Taylor looks like pitted on lap 8. He's on the softs. I'm not sure how far he's going to take this run here. Expect him to come in at some point soon.
Yeah, I think Myers is already pit, so he's going to fall back from him. But I think Wathan needs to pit still. Carter just jumped in. Ekman pit on 25. So Taylor's still got a chance to pit and grab a couple more spots. And who knows, maybe 3.
Oh, I failed to mention this. Parsons has come out ahead of Samard. So Samard on the 2-stopper. Parsons is good to go to the end of the race.
Yeah, jumped him in the pits, and really it was about a 3-second gap maybe when Samard went in, and now Parsons flipped the scripts, got that 3 seconds on Samard. Parsons just put in fast, you know, quality lap after quality lap, and Samard seemed to be struggling out there just a little bit compared to his first stint pace.
Yeah, so I wasn't really watching Samard all that much after his stop, but he must have lost a bunch of time with traffic, like you said, for this. That 2-stop strategy, because he more than likely should have come out or been able to pass Parsons during his Parsons' stop. So, wow. Yeah, definitely one stop looks like the way to go. Moses, Parsons, DeGraw, Houston, Robbins, Olsen, and Ekman, all on the 1-stopper. So, we'll see where Samard ends up after his stop. He may fall back to... what, maybe back to 6th.
He may, yeah, 6th. It's going to be close, and then that's going to put him in a fight with DeGraw and Houston. Houston, see, Houston's lap time is kind of hard to tell. He's got a 23 in there. He's got some low 24s on the 1-stopper. You know, compared to DeGraw, they're fairly close. So this Houston DeGraw battle is going to be brewing up as well. Hopefully give us something to watch as we wind things down.
That's usually how it goes here at Monaco. Got a lot more guys on the lead lap at this point in the race than we did last season for sure. But it's
yeah, Ryan Robbins though, wow, P6. This has got to be a career high position for Ryan Robbins. Only a short time in the league, so
yeah, he's having a
very nice job from Robbins.
Okay, so this is back up front here as Parsons now he's got traffic ahead. Looks like Ekman and Olsen. Ekman, nice job, pulls out of the way. Always a tough area to let somebody through there at the kink in the tunnel. Ooh, Samard I think clips the wall. With that front tire.
Yeah, that wing askew.
Yeah, it is a little cockeyed. And Samard gets past Ekman. Nice job by Joel. Samard's got about let's see, 3 more laps after this time by before he goes in for his final stop of the race. For 10th now, Wathan is caught up to Greg Myers here. Wathan on, actually both guys on the mediums.
Olsen now the guy with the blue flag needing to find a position to let Parsons by. It's not necessarily about losing time to the guys. You just don't want to put these guys right behind you into a position where they're going to chuck the car off because of an unexpected move. So Olsen's had about a half a lap now to move over. Hasn't found the right spot yet. And that's allowed Samard right on the butt of Parsons.
This is the most traffic looks like Parsons come across in some time here, so see how he manages this.
That's a full lap with the leader right behind him.
Right on board with Samard. Bit of a lurch there from Philippe. Yeah, I'm not sure what Olsen's doing here, why he's not just letting him pass.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. He's been in the league a while. I think if he was driving on a lead lap when he gets by somebody, he'd be expecting them to move over. I'm a little surprised here as well. I mean, that's a perfect opportunity. You move over to the left-hand side, let both guys by, continue your run. I know he's got Ekman behind him, you know, for position, but
no, Ekman's already let him, you know, let these two by. No problem.
Right. Looks like Taylor had a bit of an issue further back. He was right behind Myers and Wath, and he's now dropped behind Carter down to P12.
Yeah, it looks like Taylor's coming for his last stop, perhaps. Maybe, I'm not sure. Oh, he's gone!
I'm showing you, yeah, he's checked out.
He's gone, wow. What a blow that's going to be for PMR.
What's the ruling on the percentage of the race you have to finish to earn those points?
75%.
Well, he's not at 75%, he's at 66%. So... Okay, he was in the points.
Yeah, so Ekman, I mean, Olsen's got to let Parsons by. This can only turn out bad. You get blue flags so far.
Yeah, it's really kind of a little embarrassing on Jesse's part. I mean, he's running 27th, high 26s. He's got P1 and P2 right behind him. Guys that have been running low 24s. You know, they're fighting for something. Moses has gained 6 seconds on Parsons in this time, and it's you know, he's narrowing that gap even more. So even though you don't think you're impacting things, you know, maybe you're looking at the timing. You know, a blue flag's a blue flag. A blue flag means move over.
Samard, another contact with the wall. I wonder if Samard's on board with Parsons.
I wonder if Jesse's, you know, whiteboard at home, like under goals, does it say competition index or something? Is he fighting for this lead lap, or what's going on here?
Well, let's just take a look.
I guess if you're in the mind of Jesse Olsen, maybe you're thinking these guys, you know, are running that two-stopper, and they're supposed to pit any moment. But Eiran Parsons is not running a two-stopper. He's on a one-stop strategy. He's already pit. He's fighting for, you know, this race win. And luckily for him, Samard's not pressuring him in this situation and forcing an issue.
Yeah, so right now, leaders in the competition index. That's a prize we give out for a driver that covers the most distance in a season. Samard into the pits. So after the last round at Imola, Parsons, Taylor, and DeGraw were all tied, completing all laps so far this season. But Taylor is done, so he's out. DeGraw is still on the lead lap and in the mix. Only 12 runners remain after 21 we had, something like that. So attrition playing its course. Finally, it is Jesse. Hey, he lets him by. After about, what was that, 7 laps?
It seemed like 20.
Finally got the radio call to let him by.
You know, so Parsons does 4 26s in a row, basically there, where, you know, that's fine. He didn't lose too much time as far as his race lead goes, but he did lose 7 seconds to Moses, and it's just a situation where, you know, we ask guys to have awareness, what's going on behind them, and a blue flag's a blue flag. It doesn't matter what the situation is. It's a blue flag. Let the driver by.
Yep. Jack Harp's is Lofton trying to keep up with Myers here for that 9th position. Makes a bit of a mistake. But yeah, Jack on Thursday nights always harping on that about guys getting blue flags. So yeah, it's very very frustrating. I mean, yeah, put your shoe on the other foot there for Jesse. If he was, like you said, leading. You know, you expect that guy to move over, but he finally did get it done, and looks like, yep, Samard gets past Greg.
Yeah, so Samard slotted back out ahead of DeGraw. Gonna have the softs on, and gonna have a fight for that podium position now, likely having pace on Mark.
Yeah, well, that was a relatively quick stop for Samard. Clearly less fuel to take on board, so that's one factor. Yeah, 2-stopper. But yeah, DeGraw, we saw him on his first several laps here after he pitted, really struggling for grip. Making a mistake at the low chicane a number of times, but looks like he's got it back on pace here. Last time by was 26.5, so DeGraw bit off his early stint there in the first half of the race. 24 flat was his best lap. So it looks like so that gap, Parsons to Moses, now back up to 13 seconds. It was as low as 12.
Yeah, I don't want to jinx anybody, but you know, 14 laps to go. Parsons and Houston, the T-Brock Dam Bam duo, they're looking like to be the big winner so far tonight. Parsons P1, Houston P5. Taylor's out of the race. Maris is out of the race, filling in for Joe LaCour. So they're looking to grab some quality points if things hold on their rivals, the PMR and the French Connection.
Yeah, keep an eye on DeGraw here. He's starting to close in on Samard here for third. Now that DeGraw has started to burn off some fuel here. Closer here, about 2.5 seconds separating these two. That's for the last podium spot.
Yeah, DeGraw 25 flat last time by. That I think that's his quickest lap on in this stint. He's just got to watch out for that chicane there. Already 3 cuts that we've seen. How many others that we didn't see? So he's got to make sure he probably knows what the number is, and he's got to keep it cool there.
Coming up on John Watson, working lap 39 of a scheduled 51 laps. This race always tends to be one of the longest races in the year. A grueling hour and change. This has been a pretty masterful drive here from Parsons thus far. Car's been very clean. Moses looks, his car's looking pretty clean as well. The garage as well.
Yeah, Parsons done a nice job early on in the season. If you just look at single lap pace, maybe he was a little bit off the pace from some of these guys. But as we've progressed, he's shown that he's the quality driver he's always been, and he's proven it tonight. He's been fantastic dealing with the traffic, putting in a P2 position on the grid, and in the class of the field so far.
Yeah, we've seen in previous seasons he's kind of been slow to. He struggled a bit with the Lotus last season, taking a few races to get up to. There's no race-winning pace, but it's like he's figured out this Jordan here, running with ballast, 10 kilograms, and currently with a 14-second lead over second place, Chris Moses. That gap between Samard and DeGrasse is. Creeped up a little bit, nearly 4 seconds now, Samard over DeGrasse.
Yeah, good comeback from Moses after a pretty poor start as well for his standards. P2 last week had a chance for that win in a great race. Samard P2 tonight. So after a disastrous start, I think out after a few laps at the opener at Laguna, two second place finishes in a row will boost his confidence.
Season's race, 1 hour 13 minutes. First lap of the race was Adamson with a 24 flat. This guy's just about nearly a second quicker here in race trim.
Yep. Speaking of last season, Focus is key for all these guys. I was in line for a podium position last season, quite a bit behind Taylor and Adamson. I was in line for that podium, and I put it into the wall right around and lost my suspension.
As you were mentioning that, Parsons just had a running with the wall there at Casino.
Yeah, 41 laps in, you're not guaranteed these positions yet. You still need to go 10 more laps. You need to finish it out. You need to keep it clean. So, no time to start thinking about spraying the champagne and the after party on the yachts. Looks like that was Carter turned sideways.
Yeah, that was Carter facing the other way. Looking back here, Kevin Miller running in 12th. He was back in the top 10, but he's had some more trouble here. And he's still running in the points, so it'll be a good result if he can bring it home in one piece. As Watson running in 11th. Carter, his teammate, up in 10th. Whoa! As Ekman just squeezes past Carter there. Yeah. That was a close call.
That was. Olsen, that lap traffic earlier, maybe that lap traffic issue, maybe he saw Robbins ahead and he saw a target, he saw somebody he'd get to, but he's now closed up to Ryan Robbins. 10 laps to go, 9 and change, and looking for another good finish. This might be Jesse's highest finish if he can pull this position away from Ryan.
Notice that. That is, this is 4/6. Yeah, that drive from Adamson last season was pretty unbelievable. He was flawless from what I recall.
Yeah, he was. He's one of those guys. He loves the open wheel cars. He does a great job driving them. And I don't think about it. Once he gets locked in and focused, he doesn't make too many mistakes. So hopefully we'll see Andrew back with us at NAGP sometime soon. Hopefully he'll come back and join us for some racing.
Yeah, he's become like a YouTube sensation.
Yeah, he's got some mini stardom going on. I don't know if he's got groupies yet. But he's got a few dudes following him. 2,000.
That's quite a follow. That's cool. Good for him.
Yeah. Yep. Very well done.
So we continue to follow Olsen here.
Oh, DeGras dropped. He's down to P5.
Yeah, he's falling back here. Car looks like it's in decent shape, so I gotta wonder if maybe he made a mistake somewhere, kept it off the wall.
Yeah, it looks like he lost about 20 seconds. I don't think that's a pit stop, but got it turned around somewhere.
Back to this Olsen-Robbins battle here. This is for the 6th position. On board with Jesse. Oh, Jesse!
Oh!
This left is breaking a little too late. That's gotta be so frustrating.
Yeah. Yeah, Olsen with a string of 25s there. Robbins running 27s, 26s. So Olsen had been reeling them in. Has the pace on him. And you want to get right up on that bumper and put that pressure on that guy. And, you know, let him make a mistake and give you that spot. But stick it in the wall, you lose a lot of that time you gain, and now you got a car that's a little beat up.
So Olsen has to get back to work here, try to reel Robbins back in. As Moses now approaching Ekman. Parsons continues to lead here, 16.5 seconds up over Moses in second. Samard 35 seconds behind Parsons in third. Samard carrying weight. That's top 3 all carrying weight, 20, 15, and 10. 20 for Samard. Look at the schedule. Next round is in Montreal for round 5.
Yeah, so a little bit of the same. Some close confines, but a lot higher speeds.
Definitely a place where the weight may actually will probably have an effect there for those guys.
Yeah.
On the straights. Montreal, a great track. But yeah, much like here, well, not nearly as bad, but well, pretty similar, I guess.
Yeah, those high-speed exits for those walls on the outside, they don't leave you a lot of room. You get that thing wiggling, and next thing you know, your race could be over.
Lofton out of left field, dipping into the 23s. On the softs.
Yeah, Watson's been quick this season. He's shown that he can drive fast, and you know, I don't know if he's using the VR yet, but whatever he's got working, it's working well.
I think Chuck is. I'm not sure if John is actually.
Yeah, I know he had said somebody had sent him an Oculus. He may not have got it going yet. He needs to get some CPU gremlins worked out. Some motherboard gremlin, something along those lines. Yeah, it's 223s in a row for Wathan.
Wow.
Not bad at all.
No.
Or 123, sorry.
Wow.
24 flat, 24.6, 23.9.
It's going to be tough to make up 2.5 laps, but he's got 5 laps to do it. And so we've got 5 cars now on the lead lap. 12 running, started with 21. Looking better than last season. Had only 2 cars finish on the lead lap, so things can only go up from here. Now the 23 for Walker. Did he have a driver swap or something? What's going on here?
What is going on? Yeah, I think a lot of these guys are just a lot more comfortable with this car compared to, you know, it's still very difficult. That 98T with that turbo, I think it demoralized a lot of people early on, and it was a tough car for the group to handle. And they seem to be enjoying this one quite a bit more, a little bit more consistent, more comfortable in the drive.
Looking at the gaps here, Moses has fallen off the pace of Parsons. He's 20 seconds behind. Samard has picked up a bunch of time on Chris. 15 seconds behind. Moses been running in the 25s. Had a 26 thrown in there. Samard last couple times by 23.5, 23.3. Moses may just be taking it easy here till the end.
Yeah. Olsen seems to have cut that gap in half to Robbins. I may be a little off here, but I predict contact before the end of the race.
Oh boy,
we'll see. Robbins is not going to give up that position. I think it's as high as he's run. Going to want to keep that. He's worked hard. P6. One-stop strategy, and Olsen wants to take it. Not many places to do it. See if he can find a spot to stick his nose in.
Yeah, it's going to be a tall order if he can get that done. That just pressure him into a mistake. Or just find a spot to throw it in there and hope it sticks. Yeah, he's really closed up on him here. Olsen on the softs. He got close earlier, made a mistake, lost some time, but he's managed to get that time back. 3 laps to go. Parsons out front, about 20 seconds over Moses. Oh, now Moses sets his personal best, 23.3.
Some of these guys always looking at the board, see what the fast lap is, right? You know, a little bit of that chest pounding going on, seeing if you can stick in that one final burner on low fuel late in the race.
Ooh, as Olsen locks him up into the hairpin. Let's see if he's going to be able to get a run on him here in the tunnel. Doesn't look like it. Robbins really keeping a tight entry into that chicane.
Yeah.
Moses may just be content here to let these guys go at it.
Yeah, the last thing you almost want to back off maybe a little bit more if you're going to be content, because one of these guys gets sideways, you don't have a lot of time to react.
Really picks up a lot of time on Ryan there in that final sector. With a lock up there from Ryan.
Yeah, seems to pick up some time through these these slower corners.
Yep.
Through here. Definitely loses it in that first sector. Samard dipped into the 22
yeah, I
a few
saw
laps
that.
ago. A little too late,
pop up, but yeah. Checking with our leader, starting lap 50. A little closer this time by. Yeah, Ryan continues to keep that tight line defending on the inside.
Yeah, Ryan hasn't had the the greatest finishes here at NAGP, but he hasn't been that far off the pace. He's shown he can drive. He's aware, on track, and he certainly knows what he's doing out there. Excellent showing tonight at a very, very difficult circuit.
In case of Robbins is running just a little less wing here, not allowing Jesse to close the gap on down these straights. This is where he gets them though.
Yeah, 25.5 last time for Ryan. That's about as good a pace as Jesse's been running. So if he keeps at these last couple, I don't see anywhere Jesse's gonna be able to sneak by.
The leader is on the final lap. Ooh, Texas braking very deep. That's probably going to do it. Ooh, Samar resets fast lap of the race with a 22.4.
Wow.
This is going to be a great result for Ryan if he can hang on to it. Also for DeGrasse, Houston, great job.
Yeah, all these guys finishing the race on the lead lap and the points. Top 6 for Robbins, Olsen P7. I mean, you did a hell of a lot better than 9 guys that are already out of the race. And great performance from all these guys.
Wow. Our leader, Aaron Parsons, through the final corner and takes the win here at Monaco. Great job from Eiran. Oh, Olsen gets the pass, maybe just caught it when it started. He's going to finish. He's going to take that 6th position away from Robbins. Wow. So a little mistake there from Ryan. Gives up that spot. Moses is going to finish in 2nd. Great finish. Samard going to finish in 3rd. John Houston hang on to that 4th position. Wow, it was a little bit of a mistake there from Robbins on the last lap. Under pressure. Allows Olsen to get past.
Yeah, Olsen was quick enough, just waiting and knocked by. Great job tonight from Houston and Parsons, the T-Brock Dam Bam crew. Awesome P1, P4.
Yeah.
Boatload of points compared to their rivals.
Yeah, each other. French Connection and PMR. Both drivers, one on each team. DNFing tonight. So yeah, T-Brock Dam Bam's going to pick up a lot of points. Houston there finishing in 4th, and DeGrasse finishing in 5th, last car on the lead lap. Let's see if we can bring in our race winner here tonight. Parsons, you copy?
I do, Al.
Wow, what a big win for you here tonight. Really a great drive. We only saw one real little touch of the wall there near the end of the 2nd stint, but other than that, your car was very clean. Interesting moments there at the start. You guys elected to go on a one-stop strategy. Samard, I don't know if he, switched off to the 2-stop strategy based on some damage he took, but talk us through. I mean, those first opening laps were pretty amazing with that train of cars behind you.
Yeah, it was good fun at the start. I saw Simard was on soft tires, so I was unsure. I knew if he was going a one-stop, then his tires were going to wear out big time at the end of the stint. So, but it was a relief when I saw him come into pits lap 17. I knew he was on a 2-stop from then. So just had to keep it clean, and the race would come to me, I think.
Yeah, so Eiran, you seem to maybe have a little bit of a slow start to the season as far as pace, not performance, not race finishes. Are you getting a little bit more of a handle on the car? It seems like your pace has started to pick up, as we get to round 4.
Yeah, for sure. Made a pretty big step forward at Imola last week, even though you might not have shown because I was I ran a lot of fuel and I had weight ballast at Imola, but made another big step forward with the car at this track. Really got the car handling to my liking at this track with the setup changes.
Well, it's a big night for you and John Houston, your teammate, picking up a bunch of points on French Connection and PMR. So,
PMR.
Yeah, your strategies for both you guys similar, and also early on you got stuck behind some lap traffic, cost you a bunch of time. Was that how did that? What were you thinking there? I mean, in terms of like, because seeing that this guy was on a 2-stopper, he couldn't lose too much time, but that had to have been frustrating.
Yeah, I just had to tell myself to keep calm because there was nothing to gain by making a rash move, so I just had to sit there and wait for him to pull over, basically. If I did anything crazy, then I would risk crashing my car and taking myself out of the race.
So were you?
Yeah, great drive. Your experience showed. Clearly you had that lap traffic earlier with Traskell, and then later on, you maybe 3 or 4 laps behind Olsen, and you just kept it nice and cool. So, fantastic drive. Great job.
Thank you, and congrats, John, my teammate. He almost blew it when he almost ran out of fuel. His last lap, but he managed to bring it in and bring home a nice finish. So. Good job, John.
Did you think about jumping on softs after your first stop at all, or were you guys content on the mediums? Saw some guys run a full stint on the soft tires.
No, the mediums had just enough life to go a full stint. It sucked in the race that the track temps were cold, so the mediums were actually too cold and underperforming, but the softs just didn't have enough longevity to do a one stop.
Well, congratulations, it's going to be Montreal next week. Going to be carrying 30 kilograms of ballast there. You're very familiar with that track. You think weight will play much of a role there, or?
Yeah, weight plays a huge role in this car. Just 1 lap worth of fuel is worth like at least a 10th. So just have to try and keep clean, finish in the top 10, maybe lose my ballast next week.
Well, congratulations on a phenomenal run here tonight. You guys put on a great show, at least for the first stint, but for the first half anyway. But yeah, congratulations. Good luck next week at Montreal. It's going to be a fun one.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for doing the board.
Yep, great win.
All right. Kevin, thank you for jumping in here tonight, filling in for Brad. Pretty great first half of the race, but we saw some attrition there at the end and some guys bailing out early due to damage or frustration or whatnot, but pretty entertaining overall.
Yeah, another round in these cars and another really topsy-turvy event. You just don't know what to expect. Qualifying up front doesn't necessarily mean a finish up front. So I think it's going to be a barn burner the rest of the season. Most consistent guy is going to come out on top. Most consistent team, and so far it's been the T-Brock Dam Bam boys, and congrats to them tonight.
All right, well, that's going to do it for us here tonight. Thanks, everybody who tuned in. We're going to be back on Thursday from VIR and the GT Series. Jake and Jack will have the call for that one. Until then, we will be back next Monday, 9 p.m. Eastern, for Round 5 from Montreal. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in, and thanks again, Kevin, for helping out. Have a good night, everybody.